here today with Justin Andrews with Diesel. We'll talk about the new Sherry Cask.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
No problem, man.
Good to see you.
So good. So tell us about the new Sherry Cask.
So the cool thing about this, so obviously you know the original.
Yeah.
We partnered with Rabbit Hole and I aged the San Andrea Mexican binder in their charred Kentucky oak barrels. Excuse me, I'm choking on my own smoke here. The Whiskey Row is kind of, the Sherry Cask is just a different interpretation of that. So I wanted something that was just a different smoking experience. So I took Connecticut broadleaf wrapper and Brazilian Arapiraca binder. And I aged the binder in Rabbit Hole's Sherry Cask bourbon. So the cool thing about their bourbon, it starts off in a Pedro Jimenez Sherry Cask, where he ages his sherry for 30 years in Spain. Those barrels make the migration to Louisville, Kentucky. Rabbit Hole ages their Kentucky oak barrel bourbon in those sherry casks, and then I take those sherry casks, ship them to AJ's factory in Nicaragua, and then we age the Brazilian Arapiraca binder in there. So it's kind of a journey for the tobacco and for the barrels. It's a medium plus cigar. I think it complements the original really well. It's a different smoking experience, and everybody, at least they've been telling me they like it. So of course I only handle the compliment department anyway.
Yeah.
So it's but yeah, it's good, man. People like it. It doesn't taste like any AJ cigar on the market to me.
No, it doesn't.
And by aging that binder, you get a depth of flavor just beneath the wrapper. And most of the binders that we use are neutral flavored. They're just there for combustion. So I think this process really is unique.
Yeah, we actually reviewed it last week. I gave it a 91. I really loved it. And what I actually think I like this one over the first release, it's still got a good like savory flavor profile, but with a little bit of sweetness added to it. It to me, it's really, really good. I really like it.
So the feedback, it's actually been pretty split. Some people prefer the original. I've got a lot of people that prefer this one. The cool thing about this one is that Sherry Cask really comes through in the aroma.
Yeah.
So and I think that people that like that sweetness, they like that depth of flavor, they're going to tend to go with the Maduro. But the cool thing is it's not your typical Maduro. You know, you hear Connecticut broadleaf, Nicaraguan 100% Habano fillers. Everybody thinks it's just this powerhouse cigar. But through that barrel aging process, it really kind of refines the blend. And you still get some of that Nicaraguan spice, but the sweetness really adds that dimension to it. I don't have kids, but when people ask me which one I like the most, I'm like, I can imagine it's like picking which of your favorite kids. Like, I've been smoking a lot more of this recently because it's new, but I still go back to the original. So I think ultimately for our retail partners, it's two brands that will really complement each other on the shelf.
Now, one thing we probably should address, is the question I get most often, especially since I put the review out, would be the aging in the Sherry Cask. Like, how much of an alcohol, kind of almost infused flavor would it have on the tobacco?
Yeah.
Now, I really don't get much sherry flavor. It just adds a little bit of a sweetness. Kind of like sherry is pretty sweet. It's an after dinner aperitif. So it's a little bit sweet, and that's all I get from it. I don't get, it's nothing infused, so we don't should confuse that.
No, and that's, I think originally when we launched the original Whiskey Row, they thought it was like infused or flavored, and it's just part of the finished product. And so much of what we taste is what we smell.
Yeah.
And so you get that sweetness in the aroma, but there's no saturation in the tobacco. And again, AJ is such a purist, he didn't want to compromise his tobacco and the flavor.
Yeah.
So no, we couldn't do anything infused or anything flavored, but it's just a different dimension of flavor.
Yeah, it's like an accent on it or whatever.
Right.
It doesn't overpower anything else in the blend.
And that ultimately was our goal.
Yeah.
I will say when I was opening up some bundles today, you do get a whiff of that sherry, which is more prominent than in the original. But again, the flavor still comes through as a typical Nicaraguan cigar and a traditional cigar, but that aroma and that sweetness just adds a different element to it.
So the real question is which barrel or cask is next? You've done sherry, you've done the whiskey. There's got to be something else coming up. What's next?
Rye?
Well, rye? Rabbit Hole does have a very good rye. General Cigar, they like to, anytime something's successful, we do 2, 3, sometimes 4. I like to slow things down a little bit. I don't like to come out with the same thing year after year. So we'll see who wins. I'm trying to push back a little and maybe save my third installment for a limited edition project. Rabbit Hole is coming out with a cask strength bourbon. So there may be something in the future with that, or with the rye, but I think for now, you know, especially with Whiskey Row being out of stock for the first couple of months because it sold out at the show, it's still new to a lot of people. And now introducing the sherry cask, I think we've got a lot of barrel-aged product on the market right now. If I do something else, to answer your question, it'll probably be limited edition, small batch.
Now, in the review, we already discussed the price point, and this is out now.
This is out now.
So I guess go over real quick what the price points would be for the sizes available.
So the Robusto, obviously it varies from state to state. The Robusto, we're shooting for about an $8 MSRP. The Toro is about $8.50, and the Gigante is $9 to $9.50, depending on the state. So it's about $1 more per front mark than the original. 20 count box versus the 25. So I still think staying true to Diesel's motto, you get a really great cigar for a big bang for your buck. And yeah, so I don't think anybody will leave a cash register and feel, you know, that they didn't get the better end of that deal.
Yeah, it's a tasty smoke. I really enjoyed it. So
thank you, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for taking time with us, man. Thank you.
Almost didn't recognize you without the Atlanta Braves hat on.
I know. Yeah.